Hey guys, it's Savannah with Ecofine Properties, and today I'm here to talk about how climate change is impacting the real estate market here in Palm Beach County. And in order for me to really break down the impacts of climate change on the Palm Beach County real estate market, I'm going to talk about a couple of different topics that are affected by climate change. So obviously insurance being the number one issue for our real estate market as far as cost of living, etc. And for any state that has to deal with serious weather events on a regular basis, insurance is definitely a topic to discuss when it comes to the real estate market. Number two, development, changes in code, things that will need to happen to help combat this if you're considering a purchase down here. Also, number three, the areas to take a look at based on your scale of concern, aligned with also the lifestyle that you're hoping to achieve when coming down here to Palm Beach County. Number one, insurance definitely impacts the Florida real estate market. In most cases, it's affecting the ability for somebody to afford to live down here, whether it be their vacation home or their full-time residence home. Home insurance premiums, windstorm insurance, and flood insurance have gotten crazy expensive. And if you're in an area that requires flood insurance, those premiums tend to go up every year. So even if you can afford it this year, the question then becomes, can I afford it year over year, as we assume that climate change will continue to get worse, weather patterns will continue to get worse, and can I hedge the insurance premiums as they continue to go up in hopes that they continue to insure my house? There's a lot of factors and concerns around that. And so ultimately, insurance and climate change, the two of those together have impacted the real estate market in more of a negative way, pushing a lot of buyers who may not necessarily need to be down here or can find other areas that are a little bit more affordable and still offer that beach-like lifestyle at a better cost to move out of the South Florida area or stop looking at the South Florida area. So when it comes to climate change and insurance, that has not necessarily yielded a positive impact on the market. And for those who are trying to sell a home that's older or in an area with a flood zone, it is definitely part of the negotiations. Even in the mega multi-million-dollar price points, insurance is a key factor in decision making for those who are looking to invest in real estate down here. So that's the negative side of how climate change has impacted the real estate market. Let's look at number two, development, and how we're looking at ways to overcome that for prospects who are still interested in investing in South Florida. I think development's a very interesting topic when it comes to climate change, because I think it's the best way for us to combat the issues that are coming down the road when it comes to climate change and how it impacts the real estate market, right? At the end of the day, you can change a roof, you can put in new windows, you can update electrical and plumbing, but it's still the same structural house on the same elevation that it started at. And in today's day and age, when you're on the water and you're on the coast, elevation from 20 years ago is probably not enough to withstand current climate change. So at some point in these ultra luxury price points, it makes sense to tear down the old house and start new and build for the current climate codes, right? And that's definitely a trend that we're seeing in the ultra luxury price point that I think is going to continue as price points continue to support doing so, right? And so the same can be said for the condo markets. It will be interesting to watch over time if some of these older condo communities on the intercoastal and on the ocean will ultimately get bought up and torn down to start anew. Because people, when they come down to South Florida, want to be on the water and near the beach. That's really where they want to be. And for those who can afford to do so, they're willing to hedge the risk as long as the property's built to withstand current climate change and they're not doing something that's going to cost them their entire investment, right? So that's really the long and short of development is over time, we will find ways to overcome climate issues, which will help mitigate insurance costs and ultimately lower the concern for climate change and impact to real estate year over year as the future continues. Number three, the final issue for those who still want to live in South Florida, but are not willing to hedge their bets on people building to outrun climate change. your best possible option is to consider moving further west. New communities out west are growing every day because that's most of our available land is west of 95 and Turnpike. You are seeing a lot of new development out there. New development is still a great way to hedge your bet against current insurance issues. But obviously you can also buy older homes. You can look at tearing those down and building new once the price makes sense. But if you're really concerned with the location of being near the coast, cost of insurance, where climate's headed, sea level rise, what have you, and you don't think we can outdevelop it, then your next best bet, if you have to be in South Florida and really want to live down here, is to consider Western communities. And this is something interesting to look at as well as far as climate change infecting the real estate market as a whole, is will we start to see a shift in value where Western communities are worth more than Eastern communities? I guess time will only tell how much climate change will really impact that and values as a whole.